What if ever?
think we're
I've never
live.
done this.
We're live. Hi, hello. I'm gonna wait for maybe a few people to come on. Hello, good evening. Just gonna wait for a few people to come on the live. Sorry we are a little bit late. I'm just trying to get the settings right. Hello, welcome Sharon. I just want to make sure you can hear us. Can you hear us? Just let us know if you can hear us or we need to speak louder. Okay. We'll wait for a few more people. We'll just wait a little bit more. Hopefully we'll have a few more people. I know it's a bit late now. Yeah, got a little bit of music. Just waiting a bit. We'll put a bit of music. What songs do you think?
Mental block.
That's alright. We're just waiting for a few more people. Hopefully we will get a number. We'll just play some music.
The pod is just the ultimate treat at Christmas time. If you come in...
And we will start shortly. Okay. Did you find your...
Yep.
Okay. We might have to start maybe and then people will catch up on the video.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so I think we're going to start and then whoever comes after will catch up on the video later on. So today is our first video live on Afro Hair Matters. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sharon, and thank you to everybody who is a member of this group, to everyone who will come and watch this page, to everyone who will share and comment and engage. Thank you so much. So this week, as you are aware, our topic is keeping our Afro hair clean. Perhaps some of you may be wondering, why doesn't she have Afro hair? This is a wig piece. But underneath, I have my Afro hair. When we talk about Afro hair, we are actually referring to people with the type 4 hair. And we can style our hair multiple ways. We can leave it out. We can wear wigs. We can braid our hair. We can put weaves. We can manipulate it in different ways. But ultimately, we will still have the Afro hair and we still have to take care of our hair and manage it and keep it healthy. So that's the most important thing, is to keep your natural hair healthy. Right. So we're keeping our hair clean. Today, join me to welcome Adriel Fontes. She is our special guest today, and Adriel has a lot of experience working in the hair and makeup industry here in London, and she's actually worked for some top salons in London, including Josh. I'll just have to read them out. Josh Woods, Larry King, Paul Edmonds, yeah. And a lot of those ones do mostly Caucasian hair, but there are many transferable skills that can be applied to someone with Afro hair and the various textures of hair. So Adriel has also done some celebrity, I'm quite keen to know who are these celebrities. She's done some hair for top celebrities, and I'd like her to share, because that's one thing I just want to know who these people are. So Adrielle, could you just tell us who have you, whose hair have you done?
The main one, I guess, would be Lena Headey, who's known on Game of Thrones as Cersei Lannister. In terms of doing her, I would help film with her hair color.
Right.
And yeah, so I've done her hair quite a bit of times. We got people like Example, the musician in the UK, Lauren Hutton, seen in Made in Chelsea, Emma Thompson's daughter, Gaia Romilly Wise, I think that's how she's known now. Emma Thompson, Nanny McPhee, like Kate Middleton's mother and father.
You've done Kate Middleton's mother. She's done Kate Middleton's mother and father. What did you do for their hair?
No, it was mainly just helping them get their hair done, because you've got like their particular stylist they come to. But I was basically, entrusted, I guess, to basically do the washing, the massages, and then helping with the actual hair process.
And then I know Nanny McPhee.
Nanny McPhee, her daughter.
You did? Oh, you did her daughter's hair.
Yeah. I got a bit too excited when I saw it.
So what would you do? You get starstruck when you see some of these celebrities.
So the first time I saw a celebrity was actually Richard Ayoade. He was
Ayoade.
Yeah, he was on the movie The Watchmen with Adam Sandler. It's a comedy, and that was the first time I was in the workplace. And then my first day I saw him, freaked out, ran downstairs, and I was like, there's a celebrity upstairs. And then ever since then, it's just been, you get to see so many celebrities over and over again. You have to compose yourself. And they're just normal people. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I'd like to see some of these celebrities, but I probably wouldn't even know some of them. But
do you know what? Sometimes they do say, like, be careful with certain celebrities that you meet, because you'd be shocked to know, like, who's nice and who's not. I'll tell you, Lena Headey was very nice. She was, and you've met her, because she came to my salon, and she was sitting across her with her back turned from her.
Right.
So the whole time she didn't know that she's sitting right behind Cersei. They'd probably even be looking at each other in the mirror. I don't know if you even...
I'm not very good on some of our local celebrities, or, I'm not... Some of the movies I might not be sort of my thing, but,
If you're a Game of Thrones fan, even The Purge, the first film of The Purge, you'll see her there. But yeah, she's very nice. And I've done her hair quite a bit of times in terms of colour. Sometimes, not really styling, but colour. Yeah.
So Adrielle also does makeup. She's a specialist in that area. And can you tell us some of the people you've actually done makeup for, and some of the
people I've done makeup for? Sasha Keeble. Not done makeup for them, but I helped,
even assisting
because sometimes to get up there. Sasha Keeble, Zach Abel. He's a musician. Sasha Keeble's a musician. If you've seen Humans. What is his name? The blonde guy.
From Humans.
He's very nice. He's a very nice guy.
Humans is on the BBC. It's on TV.
Yeah. He's he plays the synth who sleeps.
Right.
Yeah, so the most advanced, basically, robot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
He's on that. He's very fun. Like, you might see it on my Instagram, where I'm gonna start posting up backgrounds.
Was it makeup for a set, or was it just his own personal makeup? Or for a photo shoot?
Yeah, photo shoot. We had to have 16 celebrities that came in one day, and we had to do all 16 and get them in and out. So it was a really long day. Started at 8 a.m. and finished around 7. But it's a lot of, like, quick, get them moving. So yeah, it was a group effort.
Right. And you've done makeup for magazines?
Yeah. So these were for Phoenix magazines. Was helping on them, and Good Housekeeping magazine. Just music videos. Yeah.
Okay, that's very nice. Interesting. Okay, back to our hair, keeping our hair clean. What are some of the skills that can be transferred and the skills that are actually really important when we are trying to keep our afro hair clean and keeping our natural hair clean, basically? What are the things you would recommend?
Shampoo, basically sometimes people think that you have to shampoo once. Shampoo is actually supposed to be done twice. because you've got such oils in your hair that you have to strip out. So with Caucasian hair it's different because you might have to use, well, where I was working, people tend to move away from sulfates anyway. So, but you would still have to shampoo your hair twice. So if you shampoo and you just see not too much lathering going on, you know that your hair is not clean. So a sign of your hair being clean is when you actually see the shampoo lather in your hair.
Right. So when you say shampoo it twice, you mean twice per week or per what?
Per wash, basically. When you
per
wash it. Yeah, so once
right.
and then twice, and then you clean it, and then you would put your conditioner on,
right.
and try and keep your conditioner off your scalp.
Right.
But when you with afro hair, I would suggest doing it like once a week, rather than with Caucasian hair. Sometimes some Caucasian people I've noticed they also do it once a week because they wouldn't want that. If you can get away with a little bit more than once a week, then that's okay too. But mostly once a week because you want to make sure your hair is actually breathing as well, and your scalp is breathing because you don't want everything to build up. If your cuticle is covered with too much oil, the chances are you could be putting leave-in conditioners on hair that's got so much oil that it's coated and it won't penetrate. So you want all the nutrition and all the stuff that you put in your hair to actually penetrate into the cortex of your hair and the medulla. So if you're not cleaning it frequently, you'll think you're doing something, but you're not actually doing anything. You're just putting on, you'll notice you're putting leave-in conditioners every time, and your hair's still dry because there's oils that's coating the hair, the cuticle, so nothing penetrates.
Right.
So once a week at least, I would say for afro hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, what else? So shampooing the hair, we're talking about shampooing the hair. Are there any, you said per wash, you would recommend one application of the shampoo, and then a shampoo that lathers, that is able to lather, what do you call it?
Well, you can use some shampoos there are some shampoos that don't actually lather, but if you have a shampoo that lathers and then you use it in your hair and it's not lathering, your hair's very oily.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So shampoo is a surfactant. Basically, as you shampoo the hair, it removes the oil from the actual strand.
Right.
So if you would see every time you've got too much buildup, you shampoo, it's not all coming out. You have to keep going. Well, don't keep going until like your hair is dry, but just twice is good enough. Twice is good.
And what else do we need to know about this the washing process? Are we talking about shampoo, conditioner?
Shampoo, conditioner. So with afro hair, one thing I know working in these salons, another thing, people would deep condition with heat. And Caucasian women, they deep condition a lot with heat as well in salons. So with afro hair, I do recommend that you deep condition as well because it's actually more beneficial. If you deep condition without heat, your hair is basically, I guess, the temperature of the deep condition, the product, you can put it on your hair, but it's kind of cold. So it kind of seals the cuticle, makes it lie flat. Whereas if you actually put the heat on your hair, it actually penetrates into the core of your hair. And so it can actually change the structure to what it's actually supposed to be. You might think your hair is 4B when your hair is actually 4A. And if you don't deep condition, you think that your hair is actually doing well, it's soaking in everything. But if you deep condition with heat, it changes a lot. It really does. You can actually feel when you then wash your hair, and when the water goes into your hair, you can feel the weight. That's how you know. Your hair's moisturized. Yeah, it's working.
That's good. So you're basically saying that you recommend a deep conditioning with heat, so that it can sort of penetrate into our afro hair.
Yeah, I could almost say if you're gonna deep condition without heat, sometimes just don't even bother because it's not necessarily gonna do much for you. It will do some, but not much.
Because some people say you take maybe some hours conditioning, like deep conditioning your hair using the time factor, but not the heat factor.
Time factor doesn't matter. You can sit there with the conditioner in your hair, but your cuticle is sealed. So it will just be on the surface of your hair.
And it's not
and nothing's
going to
happening. You'll have it for a whole day. It's not going to do a thing.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
that's very interesting. That's
the moment you heat it up, the cuticle opens, soaks everything in.
Right.
You will see the change. You will definitely see the change.
And your hair will be conditioned, softer, and more manageable.
Yes.
Very interesting.
And
hydrated as well.
Very hydrated. Very hydrated. Less tangling and all this. More defined curls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, and in terms of massaging, is it the conditioner or the shampoo? Which one requires the massaging? Or where does the massaging come in?
Back in the day, massaging used to be done with shampoo. But knowing shampoo is surfactant and it takes the oils, you don't want to keep it on your hair for that long. And you don't, it also can cause like tangling when you have the shampoo on for too long. Okay. So I would recommend it with the conditioner when you're in the shower. It's a good time to actually massage your hair.
To massage the hair. So you're recommending a massaging the hair with the conditioner.
Yeah, with the conditioner. Then you deep condition. Yeah.
Deep conditioning So like roughly how long can you say a good massage would be?
Well,
with the conditioner.
I would say 5 minutes is a good massage.
5 minutes.
It wouldn't have to take too long. Even 3 minutes is a good massage.
So what's the advantages of having the massage?
Blood flow, hair growth, hair health. There's different techniques actually, which I have here. Like friction massages.
Do you know go with them a bit slowly so that everyone can catch them?
So friction massages are vigorous hand movements. So
like, can you show us
like that?
Friction massages.
Yeah. So these are actually for quick movements.
The way they watch in the salon.
So
okay.
Like that.
Like
like this or like this. Yeah. So those are vigorous rubbing hand movements. So when you do that, it's actually for normal to dry hair. If your hair is more oily, try not to use that one because it stimulates blood flow in your hair that it can actually increase the oil in your hair. But if you want more oil in your hair and you feel like there's not too much oil in your hair, that's a good one for you.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you've got petrissage. Petrissage is the technical terms for it.
Petrissage.
Yeah.
That's PETRISSAGE.
Yeah. So the slow, large movements with your fingertips, like that. That's to stimulate blood flow. It's quite relaxing as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then you've got rotary as well, which is the same, but this one
round, isn't it?
Yeah,
round.
So with the petrissage, you'd be like this. Every time you do that one where you're like that, it feels really nice on your hair. But with rotary, you don't actually go like that. You just circle your hands like this.
A lot of our salons, the ones that do afro hair, don't really offer this type of service. They don't really offer an in-depth wash or cleanse. They do wash, but they don't wash the way Adriel is explaining. I'm sure perhaps it's because she's worked in some of these top-end salons where they're able to pay the money. They can pay for a wash, and it's more of a therapeutic session. You could sit there for some time just having your hair massaged and shampooed and you feel relaxed and you feel all the blood circulating. So this is really interesting.
You get trained quite a bit. Some places don't train a lot, but for me, I don't know. I got trained in Paul Edmonds. And then when I went to Josh Wood, I actually developed my own technique. And then it ended up being one of the best techniques. But I started helping people and started teaching people as well, shampooing while I was in Josh Wood too.
Okay.
And it's a lot of things like this. So petrissage, effleurage, which is like the stroking with the palms. So you could be like,
which one is that?
Effleurage.
Effleurage.
Yeah.
That's EFFLEURAGE.
So it's like stroking movements with the palms.
Oh, so like you pressure with the palm
like
and then
pressure like that.
Right.
And that's also very, very good. That relaxes. It prevents tangling in the hair as well.
Okay.
But it's very relaxing, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I would say definitely friction massages is if you want to have more oil in your hair. I would suggest you do that more. And be careful not to tangle your hair. But the good thing about friction is just you're moving up or moving side, but you're not moving around like this. You don't want to do that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we've covered quite a lot, right? So in just this short space of time, we what's the next stage now after the massaging, rinsing? What happens?
Rinsing, you can rinse all of the product off your hair, or you can kind of like rinse and leave like 20% or 10% of the product in your hair if you want to just, but if you're going to deep condition after, I would suggest that you rinse all of the product in your hair. Treatments in terms of deep conditioning, with sometimes if you live in like UK, where the pollution is quite bad, or anywhere that has got lots of pollution, vitamin C would be really good to take out the pollution in your hair. Because sometimes the reason why your hair is breaking and why it's not growing, or let's say if your hair is brown and you bleach it and it goes green and you're wondering what happened, it's because your hair is full of pollution.
Right, I've seen that happen. But some people, I've seen people who dyed their hair at home, and they wanted blue and it came out green. So I'm not sure. So it's pollution.
Sometimes it depends, because normally if your hair is coming from a light color to a dark color, let's say if you're going from a bleach blonde hair to a brown, what you don't want to do is go straight to a brown, because brown has more hues of green. So if you go from it has more hues of blue.
Right.
So now if you go from a yellowy blonde to a brown which has got blue in it, you're gonna get a dark green in your hair. But so what you'd have to do is you'd actually have to start by putting red into your hair first, because the stages of how to color your hair starts off at a dark color like this. Then you lift it up, it actually starts going red, ginger, and then it goes to the blonde.
Right.
Yeah. But then when you're going down, you have to basically layer the colors back to go down. And sometimes you can dye your hair or bleach your hair to go from a brown going upwards to go to a blonde, and then your hair is green and you're wondering why.
What happened?
It's the pollution. So what you do is vitamin C actually, and you basically rub it in your hair, leave it there. You even use heat as well, and that can actually take the green out of your hair.
Right.
Yeah.
So this vitamin C, it comes in a powder, a liquid, or what?
Powder form. You can get it online. I'm not too sure the brand names, but powder form. What you would do is you put it with not too hot water, not boiling hot water, like a mix between warm to hot water.
Right.
And you just leave it in there, mix it about a bit. Then maybe you can put it in a spray bottle, spray it in your hair.
And spray your hair.
Yeah. Put a cap on your head and then put heat on it as well.
And that basically cleanses your hair.
It cleanses
and removes the toxins, and pollution.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
I would suggest doing something like that about once a month, along with
a month.
Yeah, protein treatment as well. Once a month, I would suggest. With heat, it changes a lot. So if you look after your hair that way, detox the hair if you're in a polluted area, protein, yeah, and then sometimes like in hair color, what they'll do is Olaplex or pH bonder.
Oh,
so
it's getting too detailed.
Yeah. So Olaplex and pH bonder, they actually help to structure the bonds that are in your hair. So your hair is made up of a lot of bonds inside your hair.
Right, but what's Olaplex?
So they're like rebonders.
What is rebonding? I'm a complete novice. I think let's try and keep it a little bit simple, because I know there's a lot more in-depth stuff, but we were just going to sort of, we're novices.
They're necessary. I'll tell you. So basically, your hair is made out of bonds.
Right.
Inside the structure of your hair, you have tiny little bonds, basically all around the hair. And when you color your hair, relax your hair, do anything to your hair like heat, what you're doing is you're restructuring the bonds. The bonds start to loosen up.
All right.
So if they keep loosening up to that point where they're not even connected anymore, your hair breaks.
Really?
Yeah.
This is mathematics.
Yeah. So what Olaplex or a pH bonder does, it basically helps the bonds to lock back to each other, or they add more bonds.
Is it?
So, yeah. So
I think what we'll do, we're going to do one session where we will talk specifically about Olaplex. Yeah, because that's detailed. Yeah, I think we need to really explore that area.
But they're so good. When you put it in your hair, you can really feel the difference. You can feel like the hair's more elasticated.
That's interesting.
When you pull your hair and it doesn't bounce back, your bonds are kind of damaged.
But would you say, because we already have natural coily hair, our natural afro hair, when we pull it, it comes back up?
Yeah.
So do we have like natural, what's the word? Or like
bonds. Your bonds.
Natural bonds.
Yeah. The bonds are in the hair.
So the bonds are the ones that make it sort of springy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So if you notice that you're pulling your hair, just like one strand, and you pull it and it breaks, your bonds are actually quite bad.
Yeah.
But if you pull your hair and it just stays like that, your hair
your bonds are elasticated.
No, they're not. They're not elasticated.
They're not. I mean, they're not elasticated. They're the opposite.
They're
of that.
too loose. Yeah.
Right, and they could break.
Yeah. The potential of breaking is high.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Very interesting.
This is the. We've got a lot more. We've got a lot more stuff.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So we've covered this part. So the next stage is we want to dry our hair. Drying. Is there anything we need to know about the drying process? I know there are two ways of drying: heat or just using some kind of a towel or a cloth. Some people even use t-shirts. I've heard of that before. I mean, because they don't want the friction from the like a towel.
Yeah.
So I mean, what did you guys used to do in
So Caucasian hair is different.
Caucasian hair? Yeah.
They'll most likely go for a blow dry at the end, because a blow dry actually promotes a shine when you're blow drying.
Okay.
They what you suggest, because I know a lot of times Afro people, like Afro people. Yeah. So you would have the attachment
to the blow dryer. I wish we had one. Yeah. Do we have one? A blow dryer. I've got one. A blow dryer where you put the comb at the
Don't know if you got Afro hair, you'll know.
But some people will say we don't want heat on our Afro hair.
You can use cool air.
The cool setting.
Yeah. And when you do it, blow dry downwards. So probably if you're going to use the cool setting, don't use the attachment. Use it on your hair and blow dry downwards. Because what that does is seals the cuticle, and then it promotes the shine. So if you're like this all the time, and I know some girls they use a diffuser.
Okay, I've got a comb. Like I've got a comb. Let's pretend this is our what?
So
okay, this is the blow dryer comb.
How I do it is I blow down like that, like this.
Yeah.
Because if I was to blow dry like this, straight onto the hair. The cuticles are going to start lifting. Right. And if I was to blow dry like this, like upwards, the hair is just, you're going to see the hair is just going to look very messy.
It's not going to look, okay.
It will be clean, but you'll see it's more clean. What do I mean? It will be blow dried. You'll see it's blow dried, but you'll see it looks rough.
Right.
It doesn't look
neat,
smooth.
like a neat
finish,
sort of.
Yeah. So always blow dry downwards. Yeah.
So that's if you're using the heat setting or the cool setting for the blow dryer.
The cool setting is also really good to finish with if you do use the heat setting, because it will just seal the cuticle.
Okay, that's interesting. And then what else do we need to keep our hair clean? Afterwards, the moisturizers, perhaps.
Moisturizers. I would say put some serums before you actually blow dry your hair, and
to protect your hair. Yeah, heat protecting.
Yeah. Heat protecting serums. Caucasian hair is very different from Afro hair. You can even see in the structure of the hair, because when Afro hair grows, it comes out of the scalp like an oval shape, whereas Caucasian hair comes out circular.
Right.
So when it comes out circular, it just grows straight.
Right.
But if it goes like that, it comes out. If you squeeze something, you will see it comes
curls.
out.
All right.
Oily. Yeah.
That's very interesting. I've learned a lot. A lot of stuff. So we're gonna have to get you on again so that we can really go deep into some of these topics on the hair care. Very interesting. Right, so we've washed our hair. How should we look after our hair? Let's say people who live in London, for example. It's very it's got high pollution. What are some of the things that you can do to sort of protect your hair?
Afro hair,
like our afro hair.
Protective styling is probably the best thing I can suggest, and then the treatments like vitamin C, deep condition with heat, and just doing it on a regular basis. It really does help your hair, because the water's polluted, the air is polluted, your hair is gonna get polluted, and sometimes even wearing wigs, taking a break from touching your hair too much. Or having your hair rub on your clothes, wear a wig or do style braids or something like that. That would also help your hair to have a break, to breathe. Yeah.
So protective styling.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Because Afro hair is not like Caucasian hair in terms of when you leave Afro hair for 2 weeks without washing it, you can see your hair sometimes gets dry and drier and drier. Whereas Caucasian hair gets more oilier and oilier, and it can actually reach down. If the hair is this long, it can actually reach down all that way, and it's just
like flat.
Yeah, it will just go on their hair like wet hair. Go on their skin like wet hair sometimes.
Is it?
Yeah. I've had some clients that had really, really, really oily hair, and you'd have to really go in there. But
wow, so interesting.
Maintain the routine all the time, and always use heat when deep conditioning. Always.
When deep conditioning.
Yeah, any treatments you do on your hair, heat, unless it tells you not to. Olaplex, vitamin C, deep conditioning, protein, heat, always for Afro hair, always.
That's good. Wow. Okay. Are there any other tips perhaps you want to throw in, or anything else we need to know about keeping our hair clean?
What do they call that thing? That word, you know, when your hair is different.
When your hair is different,
like in terms of like each hair strand, you've got people who've got high porosity. That's it.
Oh yeah. Porosity, high porosity.
You've got high porosity hair. So really look out for certain products that you use.
Oh yes, we didn't talk about that. The type of products to use. I know there are products that work well for Afro hair. And it would be different from Caucasian hair. I know some of the products that we use for Afro hair, on the label, most of the time they write for damaged hair. That's just the way it is. I don't know why they do that. But yes, but they do write for damaged hair, and most of the time those are the products for people with Afro hair. When I was doing my training, I trained in natural Afro hair care and braiding. So I did that with Joy Fido, World of Braiding. And we were
certified braidologist.
I am okay, we were trained that when you're looking for the products for your hair, your Afro, if you have Afro hair, that is, those are sort of the things you look at for damaged hair. It says for damaged hair. And when you're looking for things like shampoos, conditioners, moisturizers, you're looking more for water-based products as opposed to petroleum-based products. How do you know what a water-based product and a petroleum-based product? The petroleum-based products are the ones that are more like gel, Vaseline, Dax. I don't want to mention names. Let me not mention the names, but they are more the petroleum substance, the type. Is it
like oily-ish?
Like Vaseline.
Yeah.
In a hair care product type. Sort of like that type of consistency.
Yeah.
That's a petroleum. Even if you look at the back or on the ingredients, it will say petroleum.
So it's like a kind of like a silicone-y oily finish.
Yes. So what happens when you put petroleum-based products in your hair, you're blocking the pores of your hair, your scalp, and that means you're not allowing your scalp or even your hair to breathe, your scalp to breathe, basically. So we were encouraged to use more water-based products. The only thing about water-based products, you want them with a bit of oil, a bit of natural oil, like maybe coconut oil or sort of natural oils, because at least they're not petroleum. Because petroleum is petroleum, and then coconut oil is far different from something like petroleum. Or even the other oils, jojoba or jojoba oil. All these natural oils, carrot, what the other names for oils? Natural oils.
Carrot oil, you got jojoba oil,
castor oils,
olive
oil, shea butter.
Yeah.
These products, they're actually better when you're working with afro hair as opposed to petroleum. So that's what I've been doing. Although it's very difficult because the market is saturated with products and different products. We've got the petroleum-based products and the water-based products. When I
saw this little video of the kid putting Vaseline in his oh my god!
I know.
So you are going to have a fun time in the shower, little kid.
Oh yeah. I remember we all grew up putting Vaseline in our hair. I know. I grew up in Africa. Come on, I know you did it too.
Do you know what? I did do it one time because I heard another girl was like, you know what? All you need was like oil in your hair, and I grew up putting Vaseline in my hair, so I tried it. And I have to say, within a day, I was like shampooing my hair because I could feel my hair. Anytime water would go on it, it would bounce off, and it would not go in. And I'm like, yeah, my hair's gonna break within like 2 days. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
So yes, we tried to go for water-based products. When I kind of was running I used to do a lot of braiding before I had my bunch of little ones. I did a lot of braiding. I had a lot of clients, and most of them were young clients, like school kids. So I would sort of recommend different products. So I would sort of steer them away from the petroleum products to water-based products. And then the natural oils, you can have 100% coconut oils, all these as 100%. All the different oils, you can get them 100% as well. And they're very good for adding nutrients to your hair, moisturizing your hair. Because the other thing that breaks your hair, your natural hair, is dryness. If your hair is dehydrated, it is guaranteed to break. It is going to break. So don't even be surprised. That's why when you're trying to keep your hair clean, and then perhaps you have a hairstyle, maybe your hair is braided and you want to maintain that hairstyle, but you still need to keep it clean. How are you going to do that? You can actually wash it, but you have to make sure that you're not going to keep it moist. You're going to have to be able to dry those braids, and you're going to have to be able to moisturize. But when you do moisturize, you don't want to leave it sogging, because you developed other problems there. You want a level of your hair not to be wet, but to be moisturized. So wet but moisturize, not wet but moisturize at the same time. Meaning not dry. Am I explaining it well? Hold on. Okay, let's say you want to keep your hair hydrated, but you don't want it dirty. Am I making sense?
I think that goes down to the products that you use.
The type of, that's why the water-based products, they will dry. They will leave let's say it's got some olive oil in it. The water-based product has olive oil in it or coconut oil in it. What happens? It's going to dry because it's water-based, and it's going to leave that olive oil in your hair. So it works. Whereas petroleum doesn't really, it won't penetrate. It won't really penetrate, and in fact it will block the pores. It just not really recommended.
No, it's almost like cream versus Vaseline on your skin, or if you've got like
it's the same as your the same as your skin. Yeah.
Like if you think like lip products and you've got like something that's hydrating for the lips, you put something on, you can feel it sinks into your lips. Whereas if you put lip gloss on, you know it sits on your lips. So in terms of like with the petroleum and oils. Petroleum will sit on your hair like a lip gloss would sit on your lips, and with like hydrating lip balms will sink into your skin, and that's what natural oils basically would do. Or coconut oil, vitamin E oil, sometimes neem oil. I actually use a bit of neem oil, but it stinks. It's a bad one. They say use it because it's really good. A lot of women in India do use that, and they say it grows their hair a lot. But they say they dilute it, and you can dilute it even in the shampoo. But for me, the smell is just a bit too much. Some people might like the smell. I use wild growth oil.
Right.
Wild growth oil. Then I put some CBD oil in there, or hemp oil.
Oh, you put that in your really?
Yeah. You use it on your hemp oil, on your skin, CBD, all that. Put it in there, even inside. Have it all. But yeah, it really does. It does a lot. It does a lot. And then with like porosity, in terms of porosity, I would suggest that put when you're saying water-based products, definitely with a low porosity where your hair cuticles barely open up. Anything heavy that you put it on will literally just sit on your cuticle and then shut it, and that's it. Your hair's dry forever until you wash it, and then it's even more drier because nothing's in there. Also, I would suggest just use like moisture, like water-based moisturizers, like really, really light
ones. Yes, most of the time they are actually the light version because petroleum is heavier. Yeah. So the water-based products usually they are light.
If you know, have you heard of Aunt Jackie's Quench?
No.
So it's a little bottle. I actually have it over there, but it's run out. It's behind the
one second. I'll get it.
Yeah, you just see it's a bottle behind the. No, hold on, let me grab it.
Oh wait, I got it.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Okay. This one.
Right. So it's almost finished, but I remember I got this
Aunt Jackie's Quench.
Yeah.
For curls, and it's a moisture intensive leave-in conditioner.
So I got
sulfate free, paraben free.
I got that one in a tricky spot because I needed something, and I was like, oh well, I need something that will moisturize my hair. And then when I saw Quench, I was like, oh, quench the thirst and stuff like that. Let me try it. I've never turned back since. It's such a good product, and literally you feel it going in your hair. Your hair could be dry in the moment. Put it in your hair, like 2 minutes later, comb just slides, and it's low. It's lightweight. Smells nice. Water based. Great for low porosity, high porosity, and all that. Medium porosity, but great for low porosity as well. It's so good because it really penetrates into the hair.
Right. Could you explain porosity for some people who might not understand what porosity it is?
Yeah. So porosity is basically how your hair is structured, how the cuticle of your hair is structured. So you would have low porosity where the cuticle basically, this is your hair, the cuticle basically is like that. So you need to know, like in this little sleeve here, the products are going into here.
All right.
Right. So if your hair's like that and you basically cover it with something, it's sealed. Then you've got medium porosity, which is like that. So it takes in the moisture.
So the moisture is coming in.
Yeah. Okay, it's a bit wider. It takes in the moisture and it doesn't really release it.
Okay.
So it keeps in the moisture, and then you've got high porosity. High porosity is like open, so moisture comes in, moisture leaves quickly. Usually when you get a relaxer done, your hair goes immediately high porosity. It can look rough as well.
When you get a relaxer done?
Relaxer, color, all that stuff. If your hair is in bad condition, your hair is usually high porosity. Yeah, it will definitely be high porosity if your hair is damaged. So the key is you need to get some moisturizers into your hair, then you have to keep the moisturizers in your hair. Then
that way it becomes more manageable as natural hair.
Yeah.
Right.
So some products that you would use for high porosity hair, they would suggest using like heavier products. one thing I liked, I know there's lots of African products out there and Afro hair products, but for working in that salons, because I worked mainly with Redken, I noticed that they had a specific brand under Redken called Purology. Sulfate-free shampoos. And
does it work on Afro hair?
They work on Afro hair. Right. And they are so good.
Purology. I'll Google that quickly and get the rights. Carry on.
So you got my favorite one specifically is Purology Hydrate. So you've got a lavender shampoo, and when you shampoo your hair, you feel it does not strip your hair at all, and a little goes a long way. You just need a tiny bit, and then it will literally lather up your whole head, and even when you shampoo it twice, you'll feel your hair's not dry. Then you've got the Hydrate conditioner, and it's made of mint, so it stimulates your scalp. It really hydrates your hair. It really does hydrate your hair, and you can feel such a difference. Then you've got the so the Hydrate bottle, yeah, that's it. The Hydrate bottle would be a lavender bottle.
So it's Purology. Purology, yes. Yeah, that's a hair products.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are a bit on the pricier side, but I would suggest getting it because even just a little, the bottles are like this small though. They're small, but a little goes a long way. You do not need to squeeze so much and use the whole product. A little goes a long way. In terms of conditioner, I would suggest getting like one of the big bottles of conditioner because they're just too good.
They're good.
They're good.
I need to try that. I need to try them.
They are good.
I need to try them, definitely.
Yeah, on
definitely.
Afro, because I would tend to use them when someone has a hair color. So when someone has hair color, their hair is damaged. Their hair is very damaged. And you know, they always like say that Afro hair is damaged or dry and stuff. So that is specifically to close and rebuild the damaged hair after color.
Oh, after a color.
So when someone has bleached hair, and you know how bad bleached hair is, when you see the structure of the hair after it's bleached, you can really tell this hair is very damaged. And one of the main ones that we'd use is Hydrate.
Do you know what? Now that you've mentioned that, a lot of the time, I know these days it is in trend for Afro hair. A lot of coloring. A lot of people color their Afro hair these days, but I don't think they realize what is happening to the structure of their hair. Not that people really, I mean, people just want to look good at the end of the day. So what you're saying is we can still go ahead and get our color, but
get it from somebody who's good.
Usually you have to bleach the hair first. So when you are bleaching the hair first, what is happening?
So the bonds, they're spacing apart.
The bonds are spacing apart.
You can see after you get your Afro hair bleached, your hair is looser. The curl patterns are looser.
Right.
But don't think, hey, yay, my curl pattern's looser. Don't think that, because that means your hair's more damaged than you actually realize. It's quite damaged.
Right.
And if you see your hair is literally like straight, as some people do, they're bleaching at home and then they're like, my hair's straight. Your hair's really damaged.
Okay.
I would suggest definitely with Purology products are very good.
Right.
In general, you've got specific ones. So Hydrate is a great one, and all hair types can use it. So all porosities can use that because it's not so thick. It's actually water based as well, and it penetrates into all of the low porosity, medium porosity, high porosity. But with high porosity, what you'd also want is there's a pink bottle called Purology Smooth something. I forget the name of it.
Okay.
It's a pink bottle, like a bright pink bottle. That one is Smooth Perfection. That's it.
Smooth Perfection. Okay.
Smooth Perfection is for people who have like coarse hair and hair that's just, you know, the high porosity. You can really see after they get a blow dry, their hair doesn't look smooth. When you put that down on it, it penetrates into the hair, but then it also seals the hair and it keeps the hair it keeps the cuticles kind of locked and everything inside the cuticles locked in. So then when you blow dry your hair's it's got a lot of weight to it.
Right.
And it's smooth.
Right. I want to ask you a question. I obviously my natural hair is afro hair, and then I use the blow dryer without putting any protective anything to protect my hair, and my hair has lost some of that afro texture. And it's got a bit straight at the ends, and whenever I wash my hair, it doesn't go back to the full afro texture. What does that mean?
Your bonds are loose.
Right.
You need to reconstruct the bonds.
So when I want to reconstruct the bonds, do I have to cut my hair?
No.
Or what is the alternative? Instead of cutting my hair.
It also depends on how much your hair has changed the structure, because there's some times where your hair is so straight and you can really tell even when you put water inside it that it's just not going to do. You can feel it's kind of like matted texture. At that point, I think it's safe to say cut it off and start again. But if you can see your hair straight but it still does take in some moisture, start doing deep condition with heat.
With heat.
Yeah, definitely. Right. And do hydrating products, and then Olaplex. That's where Olaplex comes in, and pH bonders, because they help the bonds to reconstruct and go back to normal.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've seen a certain celebrity in South Africa. She does do a range of styles, but then her hair seems to go back to its original afro texture. So what is she doing that I'm not doing to get that texture back?
Well, she would do what, a color?
She'll get color. She even straightens the hair sometimes. So what are we missing?
She's probably doing every time she's celebrity.
Yes.
Yeah, so she would have a stylist and a colorist that would normally always look after her hair for her. So when they do the color for her, if they're using Redken, they would put a pH bonder, section part 1 inside the color.
Right.
So that it's reconstructing as they put the color on.
Right.
Yeah. And then when she's at the backwash and she's getting her hair washed, she, instead of getting a conditioner, she would have a pH bonder, part 2, sitting on her hair. So it works with the part 1. Part 1's already inside the hair.
Right.
The part 2 basically helps the hair to seal up and reconstruct the bonds back to normal.
Right.
And then she would have deep condition with heat as well.
Okay.
And then she would basically style. And the way they would style for her, they would use certain serums and products that keep her hair healthy.
Right.
I have seen women that come in and get their hair coloured every month. Right. And their hair is still fabulous as they leave. It's because they're very, very religious
with their
hair
system, their hair regimen.
Yeah, they're very religious with it. And I would suggest that. And if you've got a colorist or stylist as well, they would know exactly which products your hair needs. If they're good, they'll know which products your hair needs, definitely. They can actually look at your hair, see it. Oh, another thing is shampoos. It's like is it so when you color your hair or you use relaxer, you're using a lot of alkaline in your hair. So that opens up your hair to a lot of damage. And with the shampoo, it's acidic.
Right.
And it closes and it basically helps your hair. So shampoos and conditioners are acidic.
Right.
And they're basically trying to restore your hair to its natural pH level. Right. Which is about at 7.
Wow. That's kind of really in depth. Yeah. I know I'm struggling to understand some of it.
Oh, is it?
So it's I don't know, maybe some of you guys might be understanding. I think we've gone in depth. So we need to sort of explore the subject slowly. We're gonna go right back up a notch to the basic.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's all right. Yeah. It's okay. I just didn't realize that we could go in that deep on the hair cleaning subject.
Yeah.
I mean, what this is showing me is that we don't even have enough Afro hairstylists who can actually take care of our hair. And when I'm talking about taking care of our hair, I'm not talking about just washing and styling and dyeing. I'm talking about taking care of the actual health aspect of our Afro hair and keep it with that original Afro texture.
Yeah.
Even after we've had our hair straightened with the blow dryers or tools that, you know, sometimes you want a straight look and you want your hair to go back to that African texture. We don't have enough stylists, or we don't really know many who can do that for us, because not many of us don't even we don't do this correctly. We don't do the whole hair care treatment correctly.
To be honest, what I think it is with, if you're working with a lot of Caucasian hair, you get training basically that's more suited to their hair. But if you get that training, you can actually use that training to understand your hair as well.
That's what I'm realizing, that because I knew that some of the skills are transferable.
Yeah, a lot of it is transferable. A lot of it. And I would suggest that people with Afro hair really have to
maybe you could put a book for us. The first book for Afro hairstyling with an in-depth chemistry and you know, all this advanced topics, because I think some of it is very deep. And just for someone who hasn't even heard of it before, even I have been struggling to understand just some of the bits. You know, with the, what's the word, the one that the one that does the bonding one, reconstructing the bonds,
like pH bonder and
Olaplex and stuff. I haven't really that stuff. I need time to understand. It's more in depth. So that, but it's great information.
You can use something with bond reconstructor. So when you're looking for products, if your hair's breaking quite a lot and you see your hair's got like a high porosity, what I would suggest is check your products and see, are they alkaline products? Because sometimes you could be using alkaline products and not using acidic products. And acid is what you need in your hair. And alkaline is what you need in your body. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but with body, don't take everything I say, because I'm not 100% with body, but with hair, it's a lot. In your shampoo is acidic. So you would basically need to make sure what products you're using. Are they water-based or oil-based? What oil is in them? And then if you want something that also helps, you might not need to get pH bonder or Olaplex, because those stuff is quite hard to find as well.
Probably online.
You can check online, but I would suggest maybe look for things that say bond reconstructor. Because that would definitely help your hair. That will help your hair, because it will help the bonds basically go back into place.
That's fantastic. I know, okay, we've touched on keeping our hair clean, keeping our natural hair clean, our Afro hair clean. I know it will be slightly different with children. I'm just going to touch a little bit on children's hair, because I've done a lot of children's hair, children's natural hair. And I do not recommend, when I was still running my services, I did not recommend relaxing your hair, relaxing anyone's hair, and let alone children's hair, purely because of the level of damage it does to your child's scalp and hair. So we're talking about washing and keeping the hair clean. How do you do that when you have a child? You want to keep your children's hair clean. You just want to keep it clean. Just like the way you keep your skin clean, you want to keep your hair, your child's scalp clean. So the main thing is keep the dirt. If it's dirty, you can see if there's dirt in the hair, wash the dirt off. You have to be cautious about the type of products that you use on a child. What you will find is the age of the child. You have to be careful, because their scalp is very sensitive, more than your scalp. It's very, very sensitive. I have had a situation where the child's scalp is peeling purely because of the shampoo that the mother is using on the child. Some of the shampoos that are for adults, and then some of the they have got like chemicals that are really heavy, and then you use that on your little child. The scalp, it's like white. An African child, the scalp is, like, it's not even dandruff. It's like a peeling type of skin. And that is a bad sign because it means that scalp is being damaged by a chemical, and that scalp is dry. And then the scalp, it's not even absorbing any moistures. So the child will it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable, but then again, it's not going to look nice. It's going to look horrible because the child has white, sort of flaky skin on their scalp. So it doesn't look right. What you want is the soft, normal look, just like your skin when it's moisturized. So you must be careful on the products you use for your children on their scalp. So make sure when you are buying, the products, I think the safest way is the most organic, 100%, soft shampoo. But then when it's the moisturizers, just get coconut oil or castor oils, or all these 100% oils. Is the safest route. You will not go wrong. Simple. End of. You don't need natural products. You won't go wrong unless they're allergic to it. Maybe shea butter. Some people are allergic to nuts.
Some people are allergic to honey as well, so always be careful.
So
I met a girl that
honey.
I met a client that's allergic to mint. I don't know what told me.
Mint.
Yeah, I was about to use the hydrate on her, and the conditioner's mint, and she doesn't even use mint toothpaste. So she was like, so I was washing her hair, and then I decided, I'm gonna use a different shampoo. And then as I was putting the conditioner in her hair, she then tells me, and I'm allergic to mint. And I was like, oh my
wow.
I could have killed you just a minute ago. And there's another girl, she had to say it straight away, I'm allergic to honey. Any product that has an ounce or tiny bit of honey, her face will just
swell up,
her neck will close, and that's it.
Wow.
So always also know
what you're allergic to.
You're allergic to it, yes. Right. And patch test sometimes as well. What we always do is a patch test at the back of the neck here, because it's the closest.
Patch test.
Yeah. So maybe sometimes here, if you feel like this is a product that you could possibly use, but you don't know, just patch test a tiny bit, especially with your color as well. Always patch test, because if you don't patch test, you could.
Yeah, just to make sure you're not going to react to the product. It's very important. I think this is it. If you're going to have your hair washed in a place like a salon, you want to make sure that the products they are using, you're not allergic to the products that they are using.
Immediately. As soon as you sit at the back, before you even put your head back, turn to them and say, I'm allergic to this and that and this and that. If you're in a good salon, they will definitely have more things for you.
Other
but
products
also
for
before you even get, like, let's say relaxers done or colors done, I've worked in salons sometimes where they don't have much variety of shampoos, and like if you're allergic to apple and all we got is apple today, and you've got relaxer in your hair, you're gonna go bald because we only have apple. And so always make sure before you even have the whole process, or bring your own shampoos. And I know a lot of people
I think that's better. Bring your own shampoo in case they don't have the shampoo that that is good for your hair, or that you normally prefer. That's interesting.
But in a really high-end salon, they would have a variety, and you would be trained on which one to use, which one, like if your hair's got less shine to it, use this one. If your hair seems like it's going a bit orange, go use this one. If your hair is going a bit too orange, use this particular one. Then mix it with that one. If your hair is dry but it's going this color and this, you can mix shampoos and stuff like that. But we were trained with like a vast, I think I was trained with nearly 20 shampoos. So I know
Wow,
what your
20.
what your hair needs. When you sit there, I touch your hair, I can feel it, I can look at the hair, say, I need to put this shampoo on your hair for that long, I need to put that conditioner. And if you're in a high-end salon, it's not just people at the backwash who don't know much about hair and are training. They probably know more about the shampoos that you're going to be needing than the actual stylists themselves and colorists. It's those assistants. So definitely you need to give them respect for that.
Right.
Yeah, they're trained with like so many shampoos, and then on top of it, when they see your colors going weird and all this, and they know exactly what you need. If your color's fading, if your relaxers is going funny, they know exactly what you need.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They have a knowledge because they start. I remember I was teaching a girl, one of the girls at my work, no, two of the girls at my workplace actually, and I think I was teaching them with just over 20 shampoos. Over 20 shampoos. Which one does what? This one does that, but you like there's slight difference. There's this and that and this and that. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've touched on a lot. I think
definitely.
for today we're going to we're gonna carry on, but not today. We will carry on this topic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone wants more information on anything we've been talking about, or if you have questions about anything we've been talking about, or anything along these on the subject of keeping your afro hair clean. Please just put that in the comments and we will reply.
We'll get you an answer.
We'll get an answer.
Yeah.
We'll find out if we don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to announce the winner for our competition. I want to say with a competition.
I do.
There's someone who has been engaging the most on this group.
Okay.
Someone who's been posting a lot.
Yeah.
So we have the Facebook thing that it shows the data.
Yeah.
So it will show who's been engaging the most.
Yeah.
And for today, our competition today is the winner is drum roll. It's Elaine Masso. Elaine Masso. Thank you so much, Elaine Masso, for all your posts, very interesting posts and comments. And the prize is hold on one second. Right. Initially, I say the price is the argan oil set, but you might have something else that you prefer. All under £30, and this will be shipped to you. So I will inbox you. You will give me your address, and I will ship to you your preferred range of products. All under £30. So well done, congratulations. Right. And I think we're going to cut this video here. And thank you so much for watching. And please share with everybody, any groups that talk about hair.
Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us today, and take care. See you next time on our next subject.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.